Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Grand Rising, Rich Rising, Happy New Day to each and every one of you guys. Hoping and praying that you guys are having the best morning ever. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Double tap on my screen as you are coming into the room. How y'all doing this morning? I know listen, I know it's the summertime, the kids are at home. Some of y'all like, coach, listen, we need you every day. We need you every day. I get it. I understand. So we are here, man. Good morning, Grand Rising, Rich Rising, Happy New Day to you guys, man. Hoping and praying you guys are in y'all best mood on today. It's a beautiful day to have a beautiful day, and we all know that we have the power and the authority to be able to do so, right? We have the power and we have the authority to have a beautiful day on today. Good morning. Thank you so much to Keisha. I appreciate you getting us started off this morning. All right, we got our first 100 stars over there on Facebook. Double tap on my screen. TikTok, go ahead and get us up to 10K. Fifi, how you doing this morning, man? Grand Rising, Rich Rising to you over there. Body by Kira, thank you so much coming in with the love. I appreciate you over there. Y'all double tap on the screen. We need to get 10 badges. We need to get 10 badges over there on IG. IG, we need 10 badges. And right now we got 120 stars. So y'all coming in hot and heavy. I love you guys on this morning. Let me grab my water real quick while y'all reaching the goals. We need 10K on TikTok. We need 10 badges on IG. We need 200 stars on Facebook. Oh man, get everything but got to grab the water. Double tap on that screen. Let's get to it. Got 200. Okay. Nicole Easton, Miss Driver, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all over there. Double tap on that screen, man. We got to make our 10K. Let's get that 10K goal real quick. Y'all know we this week our topic is transformational stages, or the stages of transformation, right? That's what we've been talking about since the beginning of the week, and we're going through the stages of transformation because I want you guys to be able to identify when you see that things are changing in your life, when you are able to see that you're growing because your response to a certain thing or a certain person wasn't what it normally was, right? When you look at your life and you say, hey, coach, you know what? I know that I'm growing because before, if something like this would have happened, I already know what my response would have been. I already know how I would have acted. But now when it happened, I just look at people, and instead of me getting upset with them, instead of me crying and doing all of that, you know what I'm saying? Now I feel bad for them. I find myself praying for my enemies. I find myself showing, grace for my enemies. So I know that I'm growing. I know that I'm evolving. I know that I'm healing. You know what I'm saying? I know that I'm in alignment with the will, right? So I want you to be able to identify these things, right? So once you identify these things, you're able to celebrate your successes, right? Even if it's not this big grand thing, a win is a win, right? A win is a win. It's okay to applaud yourself. It's okay to acknowledge the fact that you're no longer the person that you used to be. It is okay. I want you to understand that. Let's be real. It's okay, right? We spent so many years with people trying to tell us, oh, be humble, be humble. You think too much of yourself. Oh, you too arrogant. Oh, you too cocky. Oh, you too self-centered. Oh, you only worried about yourself. And you just, who else am I supposed to be worried about? Hey, if I don't worry about me, who gonna worry about me? Okay, let's be real. When we say like when they say it to you, the tone that they say it in, it makes you feel like you're wrong for worrying about yourself, that you're wrong for prioritizing yourself, that you are wrong for saying that I am my responsibility. So for many years, we've been deceived into thinking that we're not supposed to be concerned about ourselves, that we're not supposed to be concerned about our well-being. And so now we have to develop this mindset where we learn that it's okay for me to love me. It's okay for me to support me. It's okay for me to be there for me. It's okay for me to prioritize me. That's what I need to be doing. So now these are things at our age now that we're working on. And I want these things to become a habit for each and every one of us. It's okay for you to love you. And I want you to stop feeling bad for loving you. And you'll be amazed. You're like, coach, really? Yes, you'll be amazed how many people out here that'll look you in your face and say that I can't honestly say that I love me. And it's not that I don't say the words that I love me. I'm talking about in action. If I was to sit back, honestly, And I will say what I've taken me through, things that I've settled for, people that I've settled for, things that I've tolerated, that I put up with all of these years. That's not a reflection of love. When I look at it, it almost looked like I didn't like myself, that I didn't even care for myself because of the things that I kept myself in, which brings us to the realization of what Friend Jackie said, that's me. It used to be me too. I look back at my life and I say, oh my God, there was a time in my life where I can honestly say, yeah, I thought that I loved me because I knew how to say, oh, I love me. But the actions that I was showing me was far from love, baby. It was the complete opposite. If you love you, why do you keep taking you through that? If you love you, why do you keep settling for that? If you love you, why would you tolerate that? That's not love right there. What you're doing to you, that's not love. And it wasn't until I went through my own isolation stage, right, where I put myself by myself to work on myself for myself. Understand me? I moved all the way out to go focus on me. I was over there with self-help books. I was over there with the Bible. I was over there with a planner. I was over there, I'm talking about a journal. I had this switch my work shift to a second shift. First thing in the morning, I was up and I was at the gym and I had ministry inside my ears. I had to reprogram my whole entire life. And this was not something that happened within a year. This wasn't something that happened within 2 years. Anybody that has been with me and been with me for some years, like 2016, 2017 or better, they will tell you, understand me, this was a process. It wasn't something that happened overnight. It's not something that was instant. Just like I told y'all on Monday, it's subtle. It's subtle. You start changing with the work that you're putting in. It's subtle and it gently pushes you to want more of that good thing. It's change, transformation. It's not instant. It's subtle. It's gentle. And it slowly urges you or influences you to want more of that good thing. Good morning, Kim. How are you? Kim Brown on Facebook. How you doing this morning? It slowly urges you to want more of the right thing. Transformation is subtle. I want you guys to write that in the chat. And I know y'all been writing that in the chat since Monday, but it's a reason being because I want you guys to really let that soak in. I want you guys to really let that soak in. That's important. That's important. The reason why I keep drilling subtle inside of you guys' mind is because that's important, right? And the reason why it's important is because sometimes when we start our spiritual journey, a lot of us come in with the misconception that it's going to be something that's going to be instant, that it's going to happen just like that. Thank you, Krista, for the CA. I appreciate you. We think that it's going to be a big instant change, a big old change that's going to happen, and it's going to happen in our life just like that. It's just going to move around, and what happens is we lose a lot of our sisters and brothers in Christ because they had high expectations. I don't want to cry on that. Hold up. But if you've been in a church, then you know exactly what I'm saying. You have these people that's come in and I'm coming off a fast though too, y'all. So it make you like really, really sensitive. Just bear with me. But if you've been in the church for some years, you know what I'm saying. You have people that come in and they be fired up for Christ and they be ready for everything to happen, right? They be so ready for everything to happen. And then because they have this big high expectation that things are going to change just like that and their life gonna get better just like that and everything is gonna start working out for them just like that. And then the moment that they realize that this change is not instant, that it's subtle and it gradually takes place, right? They are already gone. They're already gone. They've already given up. They've already walked out. Am I lying? Am I lying? If you've been in the church for a while, let's be honest about it. Let's be honest about it. They come in and they expect for this big thing to happen in their life, and it's going to change right then and there in their life. And they don't realize that it's a process. They don't realize that it's going to take time. They don't realize that it's going to be one thing today, then the next thing tomorrow, then the next thing tomorrow. And gradually things are going to be changing. They're going to be, you know what I'm saying? They're going to be changing and they're going to be moving. And that's the reason why it's so important for you to be locked in. You have to be really locked in. You feel me, Leola? Like, just being real about it. If y'all been in the church, I'm telling you, it's heartbreaking. You have to be there to see it. They there and they hyped up and everything, and you loving on them and they loving on you, and you to develop a relationship with them. And then the moment them start trials and stuff start happening and things start taking place here, there, and everywhere, then boom, they go. And you're like, oh my God, what happened? Their expectation was that because they were in Christ, they was exempt. That they wasn't going to experience that no more. That once they gave their life to Christ and once they started going through, you know what I'm saying, all their scriptures and everything, that everything else was going to be okay and they could just continue to move forward. They didn't realize that this journey is not for the weak. They didn't realize that this journey, giving your life to Christ is one thing. Now that you've given your life to Christ, now you have to also accept everything that's going to come along with it. And I promise you, it's not a pillow of pink roses. It's not always happy, happy, joy, joy. You're going to go through some stuff. And this is the reason why we have to make sure that we're reading on the regular basis, because everybody that's inside of that Bible, come on y'all, everybody that's in there, they had a trial that they had to deal with. They had a struggle that they had to deal with. They had an issue that they had to deal with. There was always a process before the promise. Everybody that was in there, including Jesus, if we're going to be real about it, including Jesus, everybody that's in there had a process before the promise. There was work that had to be put in. There was a process that had to take place. There was some churning. There was some stretching. There was some pulling. There was some twisting. There was some things that took place before they actually received that promise. Even with Moses, understand me, they didn't got led all the way out, but there was a process. They had to get out, and once they got out of there, right, they still was out there, and they had to eat the manna. Understand me, then the quail. They still had a process out there in the wilderness that they had to go through before they actually received the promise. And sometimes what happens is, because we don't realize that it's subtle, transformation is subtle. It's not instant. You know what I'm saying? There's a process. Transformation is subtle. It's not instant. It's not something that happens overnight. Transformation, write it in my chat. It is what is subtle. Transformation is what? Subtle. It's not instant. Put it in the chat. Subtle, 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 subtle. Transformation is subtle. It's not instant. The children of Israel was expecting. They were expecting. Come on, let's be real. We're talking about stages of transformation. The children of Israel were expecting to be set free to go across the Red Sea. Watch this, Heather Smith. They was ready to go across the Red Sea. And once they came across the Red Sea, come on, Lily, let's be real about it. Their expectation was that they was going to go straight into the promised land. Am I right? Right? They trying to figure out, wait a minute, you freed us from Pharaoh's house, right? Let's just be real about it. We're going to turn this into 2025. Wait a minute now. You didn't came over here. You didn't sent Moses and his little staff that we don't know if it's really a staff, because it's turning into a snake and then back into a staff and then it's doing all kind of stuff over there. We don't know what's going on with the stick that he's carrying. However, we followed him anyway up out of Pharaoh's house, right? Well, we were over there and we was, you know what I'm saying, working for Pharaoh and doing all of this stuff or whatnot. It wasn't the best environment for us, and God knows we wanted to be free. Okay, so now you done sent him and we done left Pharaoh's house, and as we're leaving Pharaoh's house, now we got Pharaoh's army coming on one side and we got the Red Sea over on the other side, and here he go with this magical stick. He didn't reach it out. Now the sea then parted and we didn't came across on dry land. So now we didn't see how powerful powerful you really and truly are. We know what it is that you're really capable of doing, right? We know how gracious you really and truly are, because now that we done got right here, you got, imagine, use your imagination, we got Pharaoh's army over here, we got Red Sea over here, and you got a man named Moses with a stick. They lifted the stick up, and now all of a sudden the sea then rolled back, and it's then parted, and we can walk across right there. It's then parted. We can walk across right there on dry land, right? So we seen your power. We seen your power. We know what you're capable of because we've experienced it. I'm going to walk this story down because I want to show you how the stages of transformation is. Can you imagine leaving a place where you were in bondage all of these years, working for Pharaoh, doing all of this? Moses comes, he leads you out of that bondage. You go to a sea. Imagine yourself standing by a sea, and you're standing next to Moses, and he stretches out this staff, and it parts. You see the sea divide itself up. The Bible describes it as it rolled back. You're noticing that this is separating itself, creating a pathway for you to walk, and not just walk, but walk on dry land. That's a detailed description, right? That's because God is a God that he's always going to do it so that you know that is him. Understand me? He's always going to do it in a way that you know that is him. You know, Moses don't have the power to control the winds and waves, but we know who do, right? Understand me? Moses doesn't have that type of power. And Moses knows this already, right? So he knows with God, this is possible. And when God does things in our life, he does it in a way that he is the one that gets the glory from it, that he's the one that gets the praise from it, that he's the one that gets the recognition from it, right? This is the type of God that we serve. He says, I'm going to bless you in a way that when I bless you, everybody around you is going to know that you've been blessed by me. Come on, can we double tap on that real quick, right? He says, when I'm going to bless you in a way where it's going to be undeniable. Matter of fact, it's going to be in a way where nobody can say that it wasn't me that done it. And how we know that they're not going to be able to say that it wasn't me that done it is because I'm going to do it in the presence of your enemies. I'm going to create a table right there, and I'm going to give you overflow. I'm going to give you abundance. I'm going to give you pressed down. I'm going to give you shaking together. I'm going to give you running over. Understand me? Right there in the presence of your enemies. These folks are going to watch me bless you. It's going to be undeniable. This is the type of God that we serve. Hey, come on, sit down, Lily. Sit down. She's trying to have church. I'm trying to teach. She want to have church today. I'm trying to teach. I'm not putting my robe on until August. You just sit down for a second, right? He's like, hey, look, it's going to be undeniable. So you're experiencing his power. Children of Israel, I've freed you from Pharaoh's house. I got y'all out here. You're experiencing his power. So if you're experiencing his power right now, right? Now, because they got high expectations, because now they see that the sea didn't roll back. Now that they see that they can walk out there on it. Now they see the staff inside of what? Inside of Pharaoh's hand. Now this right here, this is something that I'm experiencing right there in the physical. I see it. I'm doing it myself, right? So now they got high hopes because they've experienced such a powerful moment, right? Such a powerful move of God. Their expectation, right? What you're saying, a lot of times I've heard this story taught, and when it's taught, they always bash the children of Israel for all the whining and complaining that they was doing. But then as I've been studying for transformation to come and teach y'all, I got to go back and say this right here. I can understand the children of Israel. Hold up. I want to show the children of Israel some grace. I really do. I want to show the children of Israel some grace, and I want to break it down so you guys can understand exactly what I'm saying. I want to show the children of Israel some grace after all of these years of being taught about how ungrateful they were, how they was whining and complaining, and they was doing all of this and doing all of that. I want to say on today, if we were to think about it, if you experience such a powerful move of God, if If you seen God separate the Red Sea, if you went over into the wilderness and you had manna falling from the sky, quail that normally flies, it comes down and it's right there for you so you can just eat the quail, and he's providing for you in a supernatural realm this way all these years. Human. Just put in my chat, human. Write human in the chat. Write human in the chat. Write human in the chat. I'm going to explain this to you. Write human in the chat. Human. Double tap on the screen real quick. Double tap on the screen. We had 26.6. Get us up to 50K. Let's go. Double tap on the screen. Get us up to 500 stars on Facebook. Let's go. Double tap on the screen. Let us get 5 badges on IG. Oh, I'm going to learn something today. Every single person that was inside of the Bible had a human-like experience when they were going through trials and tribulations. Every time they faced a dark hour, they had moments in that struggle where they would cry. They had moments in that struggle where they would break down. They had moments in that struggle where they would cry out to God. And it wasn't really that they were complaining, but they felt like, wait a minute, what are you doing right now? What's happening in my life? And why am I in this and in this so long? The children of Israel was having the same type of human-like experience that everybody else was having, right? They had been out here in the wilderness for so long, because how can somebody that parts the Red Sea, how is it that somebody that can parts the Red Sea, you can separate the sea and you can dry up the floor of the sea so that we can cross on dry land? You done brought us out here in the wilderness and you feeding us from manna that's simply falling from the sky and quail when we tell you that we're tired of the manna. What's the hold up with taking us into the promised land? Somebody that had that level of power and authority, why in the world are we out here struggling? When you got that type of power, when you got that type of authority to roll back winds, understand me, to feed manna from the sky, what's the hold up with taking us over into our promised land? The children of Israel was having a human-like experience, and what we have to do is stop bashing people for having a human-like experience. It's a process. How you show me all of that and then that's it? If we was going to be real, we would have been doing the same exact thing. If we was going to be real and some folk ain't going to be real, and I get it. If you was going to be real about it, you'd be like, you know what, Coach, yeah. If he had showed me all of that, if I had already seen you part a Red Sea, taking me into a promised land, should not have been hard at all. Because how you take me from one place and say you got another place prepared for me, where's the other place? You know what I'm saying? Because now at this point, I feel like we walking in circles. Now at this point, I feel like we going nowhere fast. Now at this point, I'm starting to feel a little bit confused. Now at this point, I'm questioning what is it that I'm following? These are things that we as humans, these are human-like experiences that we're all going to experience. These are emotions that we as human beings, we're all going to experience. There's going to be sometimes in your life, on your journey, as you're reaching your next goal or going into your promised land, where you're going to start to feel like, I've been abandoned by you. I'm trying to figure out what you're doing up there. I'm trying to figure out what is it that you want me to do next, how you want me to move here and move there. I don't even have this. It's going to be sometimes on your journey, understand me, that you're going to have to do what? You're going to have to trust the process. You're going to have to do what? Trust the process. A process before promise. When you're going through the transformation, right? The transformation from one thing to another thing, it's going to require a certain levels of patience that you may have never had before, right? You're going to have to be patient with this thing, because even though I have a promised land that's set up for you, I still have a process that you have to go through in order for you to get to the promised land that I got set up for you. See, I got it for you, but you have to trust the process. The children of Israel, that's us today. Sometimes God has to send people to remind us to trust the process. Even though it might look dark right now in your life, even though you may be going through some of the toughest times of your life right now, even though you might be like, man, I don't know what I'm going to do financially right now. I don't know what I'm going to do emotionally right now. I just feel like I'm at my breaking point. God will send people in your life, right? Whether it's via social media, on these live videos, you may have not been planning to be here this morning and you just happen to stroll up, right? It may be somebody in the grocery store, somebody that at the gas station to remind you that God is still good and you have to trust the process. Sometimes no matter what it is that we're going through in life, we're not going to always understand it, but trust the process. Every single time that you step out in faith, you're stepping out. When you don't know what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, when you're stepping out in faith, you're stepping out and you're trusting God. You're not even trusting yourself. And that's exactly what he wants you to do. He's saying to you, don't lean to your own understanding, your human understanding, your carnal understanding, your fleshly understanding. Don't lean to your understanding, because if you lean to your understanding, you're going to feel defeated. You're going to feel frustrated. You're going to feel aggravated. You're going to feel annoyed. You're going to feel defeated. If you lean to your own understanding, that thing is going to drag you down. What he says, let me take care of that. All I want you to do is, as long as I'm providing, it might not be what you want, but take what I'm sending you. Get what I'm sending you. Don't overlook my blessing. Be attentive. Be locked in. Trust me, I'm not going to let you perish. Trust me, I'm not going to let you fall. Trust me, I'm not going to let you go down. All I need you to do is stay on the up and up, and don't sign that paper. Don't sign that paper. Somebody just asked me, what paper, coach? Double tap on my screen. Don't sign that paper. Don't sign that paper. Somebody just asked me in one of the chats, just say, what paper, coach? What paper? What paper? What paper? Don't sign that paper. What paper? Look at Miss Davis. Look, TikTok, they be on it. They be on, what paper? That permission slip. The enemy cannot defeat you without your permission. The enemy cannot defeat you without your permission. In order for the enemy to defeat you, you have to be a willing participant. Understand me. He does not have the power, nor does he have the authority. Do not sign that permission slip, because the moment that you start giving place to the enemy is when you done did this right here. Understand me. You will have times in your life where you start to feel a little bit, oh yeah, man, I don't know this and I don't know that, but recover. Understand me. You might have those times when them thoughts creep up on you. Recover expeditiously. Understand? Don't sign them papers, baby. I will not be signing a permission slip for the enemy. Understand me. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Even though it might look hard, it might look difficult, it may look like I don't know what I got going on. Don't worry about it. What are you doing? I'm trusting the process. I'm trusting the process. Whatever God has for me is going to be for me. Whatever God is going to do in my life, he's going to do it in my life. Understand me. What are you doing? I'm practicing my recovery. Don't even worry about it, baby. I'm recovering over here. Yeah. My recovery is something crazy right now, baby. Y'all don't even understand. It might needs to be studied. I can be crying in 1 minute and being down bad and all of that, and then the next 60 seconds I'm up on my feet and I'm back singing and I'm got joy in my heart, and yeah, everything else, baby. Yeah, my recovery is getting like this right here, baby. Yeah, my recovery is getting like this right here. Yeah, I'm telling you, Mike. You gotta be going through something to understand it, baby. You gotta be going. For those of us that been going through something, when you gotta know to know, baby. You gotta know to know. You gotta know to know. You might catch me. You might catch me over there, and right there in that moment, that first minute, I'm over there, I'm crying and I'm going through it, and then the next 60 seconds, I got a smile on my face that look like the Walmart sticker, baby. I'm talking about from ear to ear. My recovery is getting faster and faster and faster, right? Because the more that I'm inside of that word, the more that I'm slowly transitioning behind the scenes, the more that I'm putting in that time, that energy, and that effort, the more that I am doing what, oh baby, I'm becoming. My recovery is getting faster and faster. So I used to be upset and that'll be a whole day. Now it's just like a minute or so. Understand me? Or it might be a whole day and then it went to a couple of hours. Everybody's journey is going to be different, but your recovery should be getting shorter and shorter and shorter by the day. Come on, man. You know yeah. That's how you peep that transformation. That's how you peep it when you start seeing your power is being given back to you on a regular basis, right? So you have to understand, like even the children of Israel, they was having a human experience. They was out there whining and crying and going on the way that they was whining and crying because wait a minute, how you show us how powerful you are and then promise us something and we haven't even seen the promise. Have we not been out here long enough to get the promise at this point? I mean, God dog, how much longer must we sit out here in this wilderness? How many more times are we gonna walk around in circles? Understand me, this is what, so we have to learn how to be patient and understand that, hey, his ways and our ways are not the same. His timing and our timing is not the same. What the children of Israel did not know is that I got a promised land for you, but right now somebody's occupying your land. Hold on. What did you say? Well, if you just told me, Coach, that whatever God has for me is for me, how's somebody going to be occupying it? I didn't say it was only for you, though. It's sometimes what God is calling you to do is already somebody currently doing it, but they got to get moved out the way. Hello? Just like everybody, some folks, you could be the president, but you have to go back in 4 years and you have to do it again, and then somebody else, it's a time, necessary endings, baby. It's time for a switch. Hey, she said, teach that thing. Hey, I'm just trying to make sure that people understand. Yeah, you have to know that there's already, whenever you're doing something or going somewhere, there's always somebody that's going to be replacing somebody that's going to be replacing somebody that's going to be replacing somebody, right? David was what? He was anointed at 12, right? Or he was anointed as a boy, right? So he's a baby when he's out here and he's anointed, right? And then he's sent over to the palace. When he goes to the palace, he already knows that he's going to be replacing Saul at one point or another, but it wasn't his time yet. Understand me? It wasn't his time yet. So he had to be inside of the palace, but he wasn't running the palace. Understand me? He was inside the palace, but not running the palace. The children of Israel, they was outside, inside the wilderness, and they hadn't made it to the promised land just yet. They was just right next door to it. It's not your time to go in just yet. You have to be patient. It's not your time to go in just yet. So with David, it's not your time for you to move in just yet. Understand me? So while you out here, children of Israel, I'm going to provide for you. I'm going to make sure that you are good and all of that. And David, I know he's throwing spears and everything else at you, but you are smart enough and fast enough to get right on around all of that. Understand me? He ain't going to be able to hurt you. Even if he tried, he ain't going to be able to do nothing to you. Even if he tried, understand me? You already know who got you covered from the tops of your head to the soles of your feet. You already know no weapon that's formed against you is going to prosper. You already know this. He can throw until his heart is content, but he will never, ever be able to harm you. But I need you to be patient. It was the same thing. They were in the wilderness. He was in the palace. They're replacing what's in the promised land. He's replacing who's on the throne. There's going to be a replacement that's going to be taking place. And you have to wait your turn. But while you're waiting, you have to work. It's working while you wait. You're setting yourself up for your next move. You're setting yourself up for your next opportunity. You're aligning your life. You're not just sitting over there waiting on God to do something for you. You are actively participating in that thing that you want. How is it that you say, oh, I want to be a part of this. I want to do this. I want to do that. When you say that you want to be a part of it, and then God says, hey, green light, you ain't even got your shoes on. You're not even ready to go. How is it? Even as a mother, we get frustrated with that, right? Here I am. I'm about to go to the grocery store. I'm on my way going to the grocery store, and I got my purse in my hand. I got my keys in my hand, and you got a 4-year-old that's standing over there to the side. Come on now. Wait a minute. And I'm ready to go. Now, you already knew that this was happening. I done said this a million times that I'm about to go to the grocery store. I've already said this as I'm walking up and down the hallway, as I'm in there pulling out the trash. I've already made the whole entire house aware of the fact that I am going to the grocery store. Do you hear me? Everybody knows this, but instead of you preparing to go to the grocery, I gotta make it make sense to the folk that be acting like they don't know. Understand me? So give me a second. Yes, I gotta walk it down into what we deal with on a regular basis, because sometimes they don't read the Bible. So hold on. So now here you go, right? You done told everybody in the house that you are about to go to the grocery store. You done told them that, right? And they said right on over there, and they playing around with them doggone trucks. They playing around with them Barbie dolls. They over there still coloring in their coloring book. They doing all of that. And by the time that you hit the door, now they running over there talking about, I want to go. I want to go. Don't leave me. They falling all out of the floor, and they want you to stop doing what you're doing from going to the store, to wait on them to go and get their shoes, to wait on them to put them on the right feet, to wait on them to take 30 years to tie one lace. This is what they want you to do. That's not going to work for me. Hey. She says, teach, Holy Spirit. Come on. Y'all going to make it rain in here. Come on. This is what you have to be ready. Because if you're ready, you ain't got to get ready. You have to already be ready. This is why it's so important that you do what? That you're working while you wait. That you are already suited up while you're waiting. While you're waiting, you got on your full armor. While you're waiting, you already got everything that you need. So as soon as he say go, you ready to go. As soon as that door open, you take off running. As soon as that light turn green, it's all gas. You have to be ready. Understand me. This is what you have to be doing. You have to be trusting the process, even while you're in that situation and not fully understanding everything that's happening in that situation. You have to be so locked in to him that you're saying, hey, look, this is what I got to do. People not going to understand why you working that hard. They're not going to understand why you so committed. They're not going to understand why you so locked in. Nobody has to understand your journey but you. Nobody has to see your vision but you. Nobody has to accept your calling but you. It's not a group project. And I say that to you guys all the time because I want you to understand that when you get before that throne, he's not going to ask you about anybody else. He's going to ask you about you. You're going to be held accountable for you. This is why it's so important that we dismantle that thought process of it's not all about you, because it is. Baby, my life is most definitely all about me. It's all about the decisions that I make inside of my life. I'm going to be held responsible for every decision that I made, for every choice that I made, for how I showed up, for the part that I played. Understand me, these things are definitely going to fall back on me. I'm not going to get there and he asks me, well, what did Heather Smith do? And what did Kira do? And what did Tifa do? And how did Nick show up? Well, what about Rashida? He's not finna ask me all of that. Did you teach it? Did you give him what I gave you? You have a job to teach. You have a job to give a word. Did you do it? Whether they received it or not, they got to answer for that. Whether they applied it to their life or not, they got to answer to that. That's not something that coach got to answer for. Your life is about you. Your life is, in fact, about you. You have to make the decisions as to what you're going to do, what you're not going to do, what attention you're going to give to what you're going to nourish, what you're going to push, that's all going to be left up to you. This is why I tell y'all and have been telling y'all since 2021, God is going to allow you to live on whatever level of life that you settle for. My God. But you say, Coach, God is going to let you live on whatever level of life that you settle for. God is going to allow you to live on, whatever level of life that you settle for. Understand me. If you settle for what you've always had, you're gonna always get what you always got. Understand me. Trust me when I tell you, God is going to allow you to live on whatever level of life that you settle for. You get to decide how far you go in life. Mama don't get to decide that. Daddy don't get to decide that. Sisters and brothers, even your favorite aunties and uncles, they don't get to decide that. That's a decision that you yourself get to make. Understand me. Yet again, I am just giving confirmation to this right here. This is your life, so it's your responsibility. Can't nobody do it for you. Understand me. And therefore, the person that you are supposed to be consulting, come on, Tara, the person that you are supposed to be consulting always is God. Understand me. Even though I love my mom, I love my dad, I love these people, right? This is how you have to look at it. Even though I love you guys and I value you guys' advice and the things that you teach me, however, I got to check with God, because just because you guys say do it this way does not mean that that's what God wants me to do. Understand me. And you have to be this locked in with Christ, so much so that you realize that that's where your real alliance. Why? Because with mama and daddy, when they're giving you advice, they're giving advice because they're giving you safe. When mama and daddy and aunties and everybody is giving, oh, y'all not gonna like that. Thank you so much, Skylar. I appreciate you. They're gonna give it to you. They're giving you safe. They're gonna, oh, come on. Yeah. Come on, let's talk about it. They're going to give you safe. If mama, daddy, auntie, and family members, when they give it to you, they're not giving it to you from a malicious intent. They're not giving it to you because they don't want you, to be great. They don't want to see you grow. They're giving it to you. They're giving you safe. Understand me? They're giving you safe advice. They are giving you safe advice. Why? Because they don't want you to get hurt. They don't want you hurt. They don't want you failing. So they're doing what they're doing because they're trying to protect the body. They're trying to protect the ego. They're trying to protect the pride. They're trying to make sure that you don't have an experience where life have to humble you. Understand me? This is what we do as a people. We try to protect that right there. That's safe advice, because when you dealing with God, God gonna have you out there. And baby, when I tell you he put you out there, you don't even know what you're gonna do, but you have to figure it out quick, fast, in a hurry. Am I going to breaststroke all the way to the land, or am I doggy paddling, or am I out here for the long haul and I got to float all the way there? I don't even know, but I just know that I'm out here. Understand me? Yeah, it's going to be sometimes when you're going to simply be out there. All I know is that I'm out here. It's a fact. There's going to come sometimes in your life on your spiritual journey that all you're going to know is, baby, that I'm out here. You're not going to have no clear. I'm not even clear on what it is that you want me to do, how it is that you want me to do it. And that too is absolutely okay. It's okay, because when you know for a fact that you don't know what you're doing, when you know for a fact that, hey, look, I don't know. Yeah, when you don't know, then you know that the only thing that you're following is God. When we start knowing and we start mapping it out, then we're doing what we want to do. We're not doing what God is calling us to do. When you got it to the point where you following yourself, baby. You're not being led by God. People who don't know, understand me. And I tell people this all the time. They be like, well, I just don't know. That's good. That's good. When you don't know, baby, that's good. That's good. That means that you're having to seek guidance from God, because you know that it's something that you don't know. I don't know what my next move gonna be. I don't know how this is gonna work out. I don't know this. That's a great place to be in. That's the most humblest state of life to be in right there. That means that every single day that you wake up, you have to seek his face. Every move that you make, you have to seek his face. Everything about you is resting and relying on him to be exactly what he said that he was going to be in your life, which is a provider, which is a protector, which is a vindicator, which is a way maker, which is a miracle worker. Understand me? Now you're doing what he told you to do. I'm trusting in you because I've done everything that I can do. I'm relying on you because I've done everything that I can do. Don't ask me, because I don't know. From one moment to the next, I don't know how it's going to be going. I'm out here trusting God. That's it. That's all I'm doing. That's it. She says, oh my God, confirmation. Come on, double tap on the screen. Let's get it. And that's for the people that's walking around thinking that I don't know what I got going on. I'm so lost in life. You're not lost. You're actually one of the ones that's found. I don't know how it's going to work. That's a perfect. Rely on God. I don't know. Rely on God. Rely on God. Put it on a sticky note. Write that on a sticky note. Put that on your wallet. Put it on your rearview mirror. Put it on your bathroom mirror. Make sure you see it before you go to bed. Make sure you see it when you wake up. Make sure you see it when you step out of the car. Every time you open your wallet, you're doing what? I'm trusting God. That's it. That's it. I'm just out here trusting God. Put that in the forefront of I'm just trusting God. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know how I'm going to make a way. I'm just trusting God. We have got to become a group of people that understand and live by God first. Before any and everything, there is God. Whose face am I seeking? God. Who am I in alliance with? God. Who am I relying on? God. Who's going to make a way? God. That's it. That's all. That's when we're going to experience transformation. Come on, Jesse J. That's when we're going to experience transformation like never before. That's when I'm just trying to give it to you. Baby, when you start operating with that type of mindset, that's when you start experiencing transformation like never before. You start to see different, hear different, feel different, live different. Your word choice is different. Everything about you will start to shift right then and right there. I'm telling you, that's when you start to experience transformation on a level that you've never, ever, ever, ever had before. It will be confusing to you. It will be beyond your own thinking. Thank you, Neek. I appreciate you, sweetheart. Understand me. It'll be beyond your own thinking. You're like, wait a minute. When did I start doing that? Wait a minute. When did I start? Whoa. When this started happening? This ain't normal for me. Wait. You'll start catching yourself off guard because you didn't know that you had changed like that. You didn't know that you had grown like that. You didn't know that you had shifted your mindset like that. It's just something that happens. God is a smooth operator. He does it in the dark. He does it behind the scenes. And when something happens in your life, then you see it in your response that you are so different. Yeah. Number one, the second part of Monday, we got into exposure. Tuesday, we got into isolation. Two things I gave y'all yesterday on isolation. One of them was one reason why God pulls us into the transformation isolation is because he wants our primary focus to be on him. Because he wants our primary focus to be on him was number one in that one, right? Over there, we do it right now. We are in transformation isolation. Why is it when I'm going through transformation, coach, I feel like God is trying to isolate me? I'm craving being alone. All I want to do is be by myself all the time. I'm enjoying my own company now. When I'm just like, I get irritated when people call my phone. I didn't put it on do not disturb. I much rather them text me because God knows I just don't want to deal with folk, right? I would prefer to be at my house, minding my own business. I'm reading my books. I'm showing up for prayer call. I'm going to church, I'm saying? I'm surrounding myself with like-minded folk, and anything that's not in alignment, coach, with that assignment, it's just a turn off for me. Thank you, Diamond. I appreciate you. I just want to get away from it, coach. And you know what I'm saying? And I'm starting to feel bad because I got people in my life that's telling me that I'm acting different. I got people in my life that's saying that I'm not showing up for them. I got people in my life and they're complaining about the fact that I'm not around like how I used to, that we don't talk like how we used to, that we're not as close as we used to be. And now I'm looking at my life like, what is it that I'm doing? But the truth of the matter is I'm just no longer interested. I'm just no longer interested. I'm not saying that they're not interesting, but the way that they live, I'm no longer interested in that. I got my mind set on something that's bigger and better. I have my mind set on becoming. And they are comfortable at that stage that they are. And I don't want that for me. I don't want that for me. I'm not trying to force them to change, but I don't want them to force me to stay the same either, coach. So I feel like I'm in a limbo. I don't want them to feel like I'm pressuring them to do anything, but I don't want to feel the pressure and feel like I got to stay right here because that's what they're choosing to do in their life. Necessary endings. In order for your new life to begin, you have to give permission for that old life to end. Necessary endings. There's going to be some necessary detachments that's going to have to take place in order for you to be able to get to that level of life that you were promised, in order for you to reach that thing that you say that you've been fasting and praying and worshiping for. It's going to require you to do some necessary endings. Even though I love you, even though I want the best for you, even though I had high hopes and I wanted us to finish this thing together because because you're comfortable at the bottom. I don't want that for me. So in order for me to get to where I have to go, I have to put a safe distance between you and I, because I can't afford for you to distract me. I can't afford for you to pull me out of alignment. I can't afford for you to become that extra weight on my back that's keeping me from becoming, because I'm connected to you. Necessary endings. God loves you, and he has a godly jealousy over you. He wants to be number one in your life, and he deserves to be. The world will try anything and everything to distract you from God, because Satan wants to distort the truth and keep you away from what matters. Anything we put before God is our idol. And we should constantly be self-evaluating to see if there's anything we're putting before him. You need to be making him a priority above all, and in any ways that we can. Anything that you put before God is your idol. God is a jealous God, and he don't want anything before him, right? Period, point blank. This is something that we had to know and we had to understand. That's what we broke down yesterday, right? Anything that you put before God is your God. Sit in that. Sit in that. The illustration that I gave you guys yesterday was the fact that y'all do that with relationships. The fact that y'all do that relationships, y'all do it with your job, y'all do it with your friend groups, y'all do it with your family, right? You guys will put anything and everything before your relationship with God. And I gave you the example of you guys will make sure you get up every single day and y'all will clock in on time to make sure that you're there to do that job, to work that job because you don't want to get rolled up. You will make sure that you make every function that you need to make sure that those kids got a smile on their face. When it come down to that relationship, you would go above and beyond for that relationship. I'm talking about getting up 3-4 o'clock in the morning. If that other person need to be picked up from work, if that other person got something going on, you are up and you're doing it right then and there. Even if one of your eyes is still sleeping, the other one is halfway up. Understand me, these are the sacrifices that we are willing to make for the people that we are seeing on a day-to-day basis. These people that are tangible, that we can touch, that we can feel, that we can embrace. These are the sacrifices that we are making, even when it comes out to, because I got to pay my bills. I got to go to this job. You got to do all of that, right? You're making these things your priority. And God is saying to you, okay, I understand that you got to be at that job, but you couldn't pray on your way there. You had knuck if your buck going on the whole way to the job. You couldn't take a moment to worship. I mean, I did give you the job after all. The job is a resource. I'm the source. I mean, I couldn't even get prayer on the way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I get it. You got to be at the job because you want to pay the bills. I understand that, and I'm not trying to keep you from not being able to pay. She said, you're being messy. Okay, I'm going to drink the water. All right. But I'm trying to say, when they gave you them 2 15-minute breaks and they gave you a 30-minute lunch break, you mean to tell me that none of those times I could have got a 10-minute meditation, that none of those times you could have went through any of the chapters? I got some small chapters in that book. And I also, I didn't give these people enough sense to make Bible app. You can even pull out your phone and go over a couple of chapters in my word, because I want to be just as important to you as everything else. You couldn't take no time to sit with me. You couldn't take no time to interact with me. You had 2 15-minute breaks and you had a 30. That's a whole hour out of your work day that I could have been incorporated, and you chose not to. These things is your God. Number 2, so that first thing was he wants to be your primary focus. Anything that you put before him is your God. The second thing was, he's protecting us. A lot of things that we go through in life, we think, oh yeah, God being mean, God doing this. No, he's like, I'm protecting you. Because if I give you that relationship will ruin you. That man, that woman that you thought you wanted so much because they looked your preference, right? They looked your preference. They looked just like how you wanted them to look, dress how you wanted them to dress, and all the above. And yeah, and you wanted them so bad, but I made sure that they went with somebody else. Why? Because if I would have gave you that, that will have ruined you. Do you hear me? That thing would have took you all the way down through there. That thing is a liar, a cheater, manipulator, narcissistic, toxic, and manipulative as all get out. And then here you are, you upset that they went and picked somebody else until God all of a sudden exposes you to what? The true nature of that thing. You strolling on Facebook one day, minding your own business, right? You minding your own business, but you're strolling. And then that same one that you was running after of and you wanted them so bad and you were so hurt and behind the fact that they went and picked somebody else, you see the woman that he actually went over there and picked. And when you see the woman and you seen her before and she was beautiful, she was well dressed, everything over there doing her, living her best life when she first got with him, and now here it is 3-4 months down the line, they've been together, and she looked like Celie off of Color Purple when she first got sold to old boy. I ain't talking about at the end when she got her hair braided up and had a nice dress on. I'm talking about beforehand. Hello, all of it, and you like, what in the world happened? How in the world did somebody go from this to that? How in the world? Whoa. I mean, I'm just trying to make it so that you can fully understand. And now you're looking at her, and she looking at you like, do you still want them? Because I can send them back to you. Hey. Now she doing everything in her power, trying to get him up out her house. She doing everything in her power to break free from him. Understand me? And now you looking at it and you saying, oh my God, thank you for your protection, because that could have been me right there. That could have been me right there. You go all out and you mad at that person because that person got that job that you was over there bidding for, and you wanted that job so bad, and you felt like you was more qualified than everybody that was over there, and God said, nah, let them get somebody else to do it. And you mad at everybody. You ain't talking to nobody on the job. You walking around, you got your face balled up, and you walking past everybody because, oh, I got beef with the whole staff. Ain't no way they got the job and they ain't get the job. Y'all fake, y'all phony, all of that. That person got that job in their promotion and only worked that job 3 weeks, and now they out the door. I'm gonna drink the water. Here you is. Well, what happened to him? Girl, that job a lot harder than what they be letting on. And honey, when you take that job like that right there, you just a company scapegoat. I'm telling you, everybody that get that job end up fired. They blame everybody. I'm talking about everything. Get blamed on that person. You over there. You over there. In your mind, you saying what? God, I thank you because I wanted that job so bad, but had I got that job, I would have been out the door. Because you thought you knew what you did not know. A lot of things that we be going through and all of that, right? And we think that God done did this and God done that. He's like, nah, I'm protecting you. I know what comes along with that. I know what comes along with that. When I'm telling you no about something, I'm telling you no because I see what is attached to that. Understand me? So we have to start respecting when God tells us no, when he says, no, that can't happen, or that's not your opportunity, or that's not the thing for you, or that's not the person for you. We have to start respecting that. Understand me? He sees all. Understand? He sees all, and he sees the intent of all. He sees the intentions of your very heart. He don't even pay. It's not even what you say. I know what's in your heart. I know what you did not say. Understand me? So we have to make sure that when God is letting, he's not going to withhold nothing good from me as long as I'm operating in his will. He's not withholding any good thing from me. So if I did not get it, it's because that wasn't going to be a good thing for me. If it's working out for you, then that's beautiful. I want you to have it, right? If it's working out and it's beautiful, hey, it's beautiful for you. But I'm just saying that that particular thing wasn't that for me. It was trash for me, right? It was a rock for me. It might be a diamond for you, but it was a rock for me. Understand me? That thing wasn't good to me. It wasn't good to me, and it wasn't good before me, so you continue to move on with your life. Now, right? So we went on through that, and it says we all come to God at a different point and place in our life. God builds a unique testimony in each of us to bring his glory to himself and position us to reach specific people. However, for us to properly obey God, for us to properly obey God, it requires obedience. In order for us to properly obey God, it requires obedience. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Obedience, those that are obedient will do what? They will eat the best of the land. And God is saying, I just need you to be obedient. Sometimes you're not going to understand what it is that I'm telling you and what it is that I want you to do. I get that, but just be obedient. Do what? Trust the process. Know that I'm not going to do anything to hurt you or to harm you. Understand me? In no type of way, shape, or form. I got you covered. Just trust the process. Just be obedient. Just be consistent. Continue to get up and do exactly what I told you. That's it. That's all, right? So as we continuing to go, it says God, obedient. It said God may ask us to let go. That's the part. To let go. God may ask us to let go necessary endings of people, environments, vices, ungodly habits, etc. In your isolation stage, God will reveal to you what has to go for your protection. In your transformational isolation stage, God will expose to you what has to go. What has to go? People, environment, vices, ungodly behavior. And he will show you, hey, look, for your own protection, you're going to have to put some safe distance in between you and them. For your own protection, yeah. I know that you love them, but they don't love you. I know that I get it. But who you are to them, they are not that to you. This relationship is not reciprocal. This relationship, this friendship is unequally yoked. You're trying to figure out why you can't grow, why you can't evolve, why you can't reach that next level. It's because every time I open the door for you, because they are still under the influence of the adversary, they create a distraction in your life. So you never see that I opened the door for you. I've had that door open for the past 4-5 months for you, and you have not even acknowledged that door, because every time I start to tug at you and draw you over there to it, they do something. They have some type of emergency. They have some type of concern. They have something that happens in their life. And here you are over there with your cape on your back, swooping in to save the day. Every time you're on your way out, every time I'm doing exactly what when you're doing exactly what I tell you to do, all of a sudden they have an emergency. They have a problem. They have a situation. They are calling you to do, need you to do. Can't nobody do it for them but you. All of that. And they trick you, right? They deceive you, they bamboozle you, they hoodwink you, they finesse you right on up out of your attention. So now you're not focusing on what you're supposed to be doing and how you're supposed to be doing it, because you're running over there to go save them again. Understand me? And after you walk away from this live today, watch how you start paying attention to everybody that call you when they needs to be saved. Watch how you start paying attention to everybody that call you when they all of a sudden have an emergency, when you're working on yourself. Watch after this live video, you're not going to walk away from here and be the same. Now you're going to have your antennas up, and every time, no. Whatever you got going on in your life, you're going to have to fix that. Whatever, you don't never have no emergency until you see I'm going into prayer. You don't never want to talk or do nothing like that until you see me open up this book. Why every time I get on prayer call, then now you want to be a chatterbox all of a sudden, right? When you walk away away from this video today, you're going to start looking at everybody a little bit different. Antenna's going to be going straight up. Listen, when you see me on this, when you see me doing this ain't the time to talk to me. This ain't the time to try to interact with me. I want you to know it, because every time that you do that, I'm going to rebuke the spirit that's within you. That's the spirit of distraction, and that's of the enemy, and I'm calling it out for what it is. So we're not doing, I'm telling, okay, well, I'm about to go on to the next thing, but I'm just going to tell you, after you walk away from here, after getting that information, it's going to change. Yeah, I'm telling you, because I know how the word works. The word is transformative. So I know that once you hear that today and you heard it that way, now your antennas is up. Your antennas is up. Baby, you gonna look at them different. Get on. Zero tolerance for it. It said God doesn't ask us to understand everything that he's doing, but he does ask us to trust and put our faith in him. God can see your situation from every angle and everywhere all at once. God can see your situation from every angle, from everywhere all at once. God has profound insight, right? He sees exactly what we're going through. He's very much aware. He's very much in control, right? And as long as he's with you, then you got what? You know that you're going to succeed. And we know that from the story of Joseph. As long as God is with you, you're going to be succeeding in everything that you do. Even with the story of Gideon, right? We know that as long as God is with you, then you're going to succeed in everything that you do. We know that with the story of Daniel in the lion's den, shutting the mouth of the lion. As long as God is with you, we know that you're going to succeed. And we know that with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. As long as God is with you, then you're going to succeed. We know that with Elisha out there at the altar. Well, as long as God is with you, then you're going to succeed. We know all of this when David was running from Saul. Why? Because he was being protected. Because as long as God is with you, then you are going to succeed. We know this. There's stories on stories on stories on stories that shows us the power of being in alliance with God. Every single person that was in alliance with him succeeded. And so will we. The moment that we acknowledge his power and his presence in our life, then we will have the same abilities that every single person that I just named, that we will have that same type of ability. The problem is we don't acknowledge his power or his presence. Come on. Yeah. Come on, church folk. Go ahead. You might as well. You might as well rock from left to right, baby. Because I just want to be real about it. The reason why we don't live up to our fullest potential, the reason why we don't have the powers that we read about inside of these scriptures is because we don't live on that level. We have that sometime faith, that fatigue faith, that sometimes we in, sometimes we out. We want to play what is it? Hokey pokey. We want to play hokey pokey with our spiritual life. We put our right foot in when it's going the way that we want to be, that we want it to go, and then we take our right foot out. As soon as it starts to get a little hot over there, as soon as things start happening, and then we want to twist it all about to try to see what we can manipulate and what we can make happen a little bit faster in our life, because God ain't moving at the speed that we want him to move at. We want to play, that's right, hopscotch. You want to hop on one foot, then jump out, and then when the rock hit the line, you over there stuck in the in-betweens, and you don't know what you're going to do at that moment. We want to play games with Christ. We want to play games. These folks was really locked in. These folks was really committed to the cause. These people was really out here struggling. These people was really standing toe to toe with people that was doing them something. There you go, straddling, big straddling. This journey is not for the weak. You got to be really wanting this thing for yourself. You have to really be wanting this thing right here. You have to want this for yourself. We mature Majority of us, we fail because we do not acknowledge his power and his presence. Put that in the notes, in the chat for me real quick. Double tap on my screen. Double tap on my screen. We almost at 200K over here. Double tap on my screen. Let me get some love. I want that in red ink. I want that in red ink in your notes. Power. Majority of people struggle because they do not acknowledge God's power or presence. We struggle. Why, Coach? Because you don't acknowledge his power or presence. His power or presence. 2 P's. Power and presence. You're struggling because you don't see the power or the presence. Double tap on my screen. Can we get 200 stars on Facebook? Can we get 5 badges on IG or TikTok? Can I get some love over on TikTok? Show me some love over on TikTok. Your favorite speaker is the CA. Your favorite speaker, if it's tight but it's right, and you getting the confirmation you need, the inspiration you need, right, the motivation you need. If some of y'all like, man, God, dog, you've been on my toes this morning. I tell you the truth, that's been me. Appreciate you, Kira. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Hey, you're like, oh man, that's been me though, Coach. I'm telling you, I be locked in, but then sometimes stuff be happening and you got on me, man, listen, I ain't even trying to make this job my idol, but I ain't never looked at it that way. And I be trying, I'll tell everybody in a minute. I put my kids first, but now I see what you're saying. Yeah. You have to prioritize all of that because them kids really don't even belong to you. Them kids belong to God. Them his children. He's just allowing you to raise them. That's it. That's all, honey. Yeah. And the moment that you start giving God his kids back, then you'll start to see a change inside of your kids, right? The reason why they be struggling the way that they struggling is because they're not seeing the God that's in you. He said, let the God that is in me, let that reflect through you. And that's going to change the behavior of those kids. See, right now they're acting out of the broken version of you. If I get you fixed, if I get you together and you're walking, mama do. See, they're mimicking your behavior. This is what I see my daddy do. See, they're mimicking your behavior. This is the type of environment that I've been surrounded in. So I'm doing what? I'm mimicking the behavior that I was surrounded in. Understand me? This is how this works. Come on, Anissa. Thank you so much. I just want to tell you what happened, right? Don't think that nothing belongs to you. This is a big old illusion. Understand me? None of this is real. When you leave from here, everything that is here is still going to remain. Don't nothing really belong to you. It's all borrowed, baby. Let it go. It don't belong to you. You sure neither. Nothing belongs to you. Get mad at me all you want, but it ain't yours. You know what I'm saying? They're not yours as much as we love them. Yeah, we do. We love them. We want the best. They don't belong to you. Dress them up as nice as you want. Spend all the money you want on their clothes. They still don't belong to you. They're not yours. Temporarily, baby. That's it. You have one job. That's why the Bible says, train them up in the way that they should go. So they're going to leave. You're going to train them up and then the way that they should go. And then we hope and pray that they don't depart from that. That's your job, to raise them and allow them to step out into life and to continue to grow, continue to develop, and continue to be disciples of the Most High. That's your job. Yeah, come on. Let's be for real. We don't live up to our fullest potential. And the reason why we don't live up to our fullest potential is because we don't acknowledge God's power or his presence inside of our life. Understand me? Well, why is those two powerful things? Why do you want us to put that in red ink, Coach? Because I want you to see that once you acknowledge God's power, then you will see everything else that we're going through in life. These things are minor. They are minute. They are mediocre. They are small to our God. Our God has the power to be able to part a Red Sea, to close a lion's mouth. Our God has the ability to drop manna from the sky, to tell quail to stop flying and get on the land so that they can be captured. Understand me? Now God had the power to make a disobedient raven go out there and feed his prophet. Understand me? This is the power of our God. Our God is so powerful. Understand me? That he can rain down fire from the heavens. This is how powerful that he is. So when we acknowledge his power, then when we see how powerful he is, we see how powerless this world is. Oh, yeah. Come on. That's his power. When we acknowledge how powerful God is, then we see how powerless this world is. Now do you see the power of deception? Yeah, come on, talk to me. Don't get scared now. Yeah, everything that we do is spiritual, right? Everything that we do is spiritual. You have to tap into that. You're gonna have to tap into that. Yeah, we're going to have to be real. I told you, if you're sensitive, go ahead and leave now. My lives are never the lives for the sensitive. If you don't want me to give it to you real, you might as well not show up here, right? If you don't want it real and you don't want it raw, don't come over here. If you don't want it unsaturated, don't come over here, baby, because we don't sugarcoat nothing. It is very real, very raw, very direct, okay? I want you to know this. Once we see how powerful our God is, we see how powerless this world is. Now you see the power of what? Deception. The enemy's job is to trick you into thinking that this world is more powerful than God. The enemy's job is to trick you and to deceive you into thinking that what you're going through, what you're dealing with, what's coming at you is more powerful than your God. That's what his job is, to frustrate you, to aggravate you, to annoy you to the point where you feel defeated, where you feel like, you know what I'm saying, you can't make it, where you feel like you can't do this and you can't do that. That's his job. But the moment that you acknowledge God's power in his presence in your life is the moment that you realize you're bigger than us. Yeah, ain't that what she said? You're bigger than the stars and the moon. Yeah, you're bigger, just bigger. You're bigger than anything that I'm facing. You're bigger than anything I'm going to deal with. You're bigger than any trial. You're bigger than any tribulation. You're bigger than any dark hour. You're bigger than any sickness. You're bigger than any mental issue. Bigger than any emotional. You're just bigger. You're bigger. There's nothing that I'm going to face, that I'm going to go through, that my God is not bigger than. The enemy's job is to trick you into thinking that it's not so. This is why he works so hard at it, right? But when you acknowledge God's presence in your life, I know that with you, that as long as I'm in alliance with you, as long as I'm locked in with you, as long as you're walking with me, then I know, that my crooked path is going to be made straight. I know that as long as I acknowledge your presence with me, I know for a fact that even though my boat of life, it might be rocking. Come on, church folk. What they say, even though my boat might be rocking, it might be going to the left and the right. And there may be some times where I might get a couple of dashes of water over inside my boat. Understand me? It might be some time that it look like it's going to tilt over. It might be sometimes when it look like it's going to spin. It might look like sometimes that it's going to throw me overboard. It might look like that, but that will not happen. Why? Because as long as Christ is inside the boat, hey, you gotta chill. You gotta chill. Hey, you gotta chill. You gotta chill. You can't do this. I see y'all. You boy, something about it. You gotta know the story to know. I know. Sit down. We gotta get through this. Sit down for a second. Hold on. Look at them. They already having church. Okay, you do. Hey. We trying to get through it, but it's true. It's like, my boat. Y'all remember when Jesus walked on top of that boat? That's why they're cutting up the way they're cutting up inside the chat right now. TikTok don't know how to act. They goes into praise and worship just like that. You have to excuse them. They don't know how to act. They have no type of decorum. TikTok is very not demure. They are very, you have to understand, y'all. We have to excuse them. They are very not demure over there. They're very not demure. You know what I'm saying? Now, IG, they got a little decorum about themselves. They you know what I'm saying? They come to church. They got their pads and whatnot. See, they got the iPads. Over here, they still got notebooks, right? TikTok still got notebooks and ink pens. They over here with iPads. They're a little bit more bougie. Facebook is kind of like in betweens, right? But they have no chill over here. They got the drums out. You see what I'm saying? I got my worshipers over here. IG is my worshipers. I don't even know. This is Pentecostal over here. They does the most. You never know what's going to happen. If y'all don't close them church doors, they running up and down my aisles. Give me a second. Give me a second. Can I just, I'm trying to break it down to the people. Y'all act up, TikTok. Give me a second. I'm trying to explain to the people what happened. They didn't catch it when we caught it. Hold on. The thing about it is, when you're out there in that boat of life, I'm trying to explain to y'all why they're so excited over here, right? When you out there in the boat, when they was out there in the boat, and the boat was doing all of that, and it was swaying from the left and to the right, and all the water was coming in the boat, and all the fishermen was on the boat, and they thought that they was going to go down. They just knew that it was going to be over for them, right? Jesus was at the bottom of the boat and he was asleep, right? Jesus was at the bottom of the boat. He was sleeping peacefully. They know that over there. That's why they're cutting up like that, right? So when I was saying that, they was like, ooh, boat of life. We seen what you did with that, right? And Jesus and the boat representing his presence in our life. We seen what you did with that now, coach. Hold on, right? So that's when they had got excited like that. And then when I said the boat twisting and it's turning and it's looking like it's about to go over, and it never did, because when Jesus came up there, he got him like, I'm on the boat with y'all. What you think gonna happen on this boat while I'm on this boat? Jesus walked up there and did a big flex on them. Jesus walked up there, Jesus is like, wait a minute, first of all, I'm on this boat. What you think gonna happen on this boat while I'm on this boat? Do you think that this boat is gonna overthrow while I'm here? Then he corrects them and let them know. He said, wait a minute, let me talk to you real quick. I control the winds and the wave. I control things on heaven, in the heavens, and in the earth. When I speak, it all does exactly what I tell it to do. Do you hear me? We say what? What do we say? We acknowledge God. What? What's the 2 P's? What's the 2 P's? Because them P's going to change your life. What's them 2 P's? Come on, Purple Flower 93. Double tap on the screen. I had to explain to them. Y'all just chill out for a second, because y'all be ready to have virtual church in an instant. God, dog. What's them 2 P's? Somebody give me them 2 P's real quick. 2 P's. What's your 2 P's? They did what? Jesus had to go up on the top of that boat. There you go. Look at y'all. Look at y'all. Power and presence, baby. Power and presence. The moment that you start acknowledging his power, he went up there and he told them about his power. He says, listen, I control the winds and the waves. I control what happens in the heavens and in this earth. It's nothing that does not move. It's nothing that ain't. I want you to know that everything at my name is going to have to bow. I don't even care who or what it is, but when my name, they got to bow. Understand me. This is what it is. He says, I'm so powerful. See, you know, I'm so powerful. Can't nobody get to my daddy unless they come through me. That's the amount of power that I actually have. I need you to acknowledge my power, but also acknowledge I'm here. What you gonna think when I'm here about? I'm here. I'm on the boat with you. Ain't no overthrowing it when I'm with you. When I'm with you, you will succeed. When I'm with you, you will come out on top. When I'm with you, you will be victorious. When I'm with you, you will be more than a conqueror. When I'm with you, understand me, it's greater is he that is in you than he that is in this world. You will defeat this world as long as, understand me, that I'm with you. As long as I'm with you, the whole entire world can be against you. Everybody can be speaking negatively about you. They can all be naysayers. They can all be Debbie Downers. They can all be discrediting you. They can be all slandering you. They can all be coming against you, but it won't stop nothing that I'm about to do inside of your life. It won't overthrow. It won't power. Yeah, I'm telling you, it won't pause nothing that I'm going to do in your life. If anything, they're going to have to pay for every lie told. If anything, they're going to have to pay for every stone that's thrown. If anything, they're going to lay up in the same ditches that they thought that they was digging for you. They're going to pay you for that pain. Them same folk that went outside of their way to discourage you, to throw traps for you, to try to get you, them same folk are going to be the same folk that I'm going to send right back over there that's going to bless you in front of everybody. Oh, thank you so much, sweetheart. Yeah. Come on. Can we be real? You ain't got to vindicate yourself. Yeah, I got you covered. Oh, they going to come back to you. They going to have to, they going to pay you back for that one. Oh, yeah. Learn how to walk away, baby. Yeah, you going to have to pay me back for that one. Hey, come on, double tap on the screen. You ain't got to say it out loud. You just whisper it to yourself. Baby, yeah, I ain't got to exchange that negative energy with you. I ain't got to go back and forth with you. I ain't got to get on your level. I ain't got to do evil for evil. I ain't got to do none of that, because I need for you to know you're going to have to pay me back for that one. Hello, and go right on about your business. They're going to think that you done lost your everlasting mind. You go, I'm going to get paid back for that one, and keep on going. That's it. Every time I acknowledge your power and your presence in my life, I know already, he going to get you back for that one. You ain't beefing with me. You beefing with him. Understand me, because I done got all the way up out the way. I'm on number 2, and that is his protection. Whatever God is doing in your life, he's going to always let you know that he is your protector, right? And the scripture that I gave y'all yesterday was Hebrews 11:6. And it says, but without faith, faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him, his power and his presence. We're going to teach this week. We're going to teach and we're going to have church too. I just made up my mind that that's what's going to happen. We're on number three. Number three. What's the number three, coach? Is he's growing your character for the future. Transformation stages, the stages of transformation. Stage 3. Reasons of why God keeps you or pulls you into isolation. He's growing your character for the future. He's growing your character for the future. Number 3. That's number 3. Get it in your notes. Thank you so much, Heather Smith. I appreciate you, sweetheart. He's doing what? He's growing your character for the future. Yeah. Oh, she made it personal. Come on, Felicia. She made that thing personal. She said, my character. Ha, come on. I like that down now. I seen what you did there. Y'all double tap on my screen. We got 1,386 stars over there on Facebook. Facebook, can we get up to 1,500? Let's get it. I mean, TikTok, y'all are not playing. Y'all at 190.2K right now. So y'all go ahead and double tap on that screen. We're going to reach 200K. We might go past 200K. I got some time today. Y'all know I can't go to the gym. I got to walk right here with y'all because the baby out of school. So now we get a little extended time over here. Thank you so much, Christina. I appreciate you, sweetheart. Double tap on that screen, y'all. That CA is your favorite speaker. If you want to bless me on there, feel free to do so. If that word is doing its job today, if it's good to you and you want to bless the speaker, it is your favorite speaker on that CA. Says I can't send no badges. I'm tapping. See, like I'm trying to get my notes. You ain't gonna keep getting on me. You ain't gonna keep getting on me, coach. I'm over here and I'm going from TikTok to Instagram. I'm trying to get my notes. Get your notes, baby. Let's get to it. Double tap on that screen. Man. God is good. All I know is he has me super focused on what he's doing in my life right now, and I'm absolutely loving it. The way that I'm teaching at this point is nothing but him. The way that I'm putting this together, organizing this, is nothing but him. Sunday, every time we complete a series, and that Sunday before it's time for me to start something else, he drops it in there and it's like, hey, we're going to this, we're going to that. And I always know it's the right thing by the response that we get inside of the chat. And I always when I show up and I see y'all in the chat like, yo, man, listen, this right here, that was a word that I need. And I got my old heads in here. When I say old heads, I'm talking about my OGs, my people who have been with me for a minute. And they're like, yo, wait a minute, where did this come from? You know what I'm saying? Like, we went over this and we didn't get that the last time. And now we see, like, it's a beautiful journey when you find a tribe that's growing and evolving right there together. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing, man. I'm telling you, I absolutely love my tribe. I love them. And it says, number three is going to be, he's growing your character for the future. Oh, ain't no tribe like mine. I'm going to stick beside them. I'm going to stick beside them. I ain't no tribe like mine. Yeah. I don't care who. I don't care. It's nobody like my people. Like for real. Like I see people, but I've had the same people for years. You feel what I'm saying? Most people can't say that. They don't have the same people for months. I've had the same people for years. That speaks heavy on character. You know what I'm saying? That speaks heavy on growth and development. You are known by your fruit. I got people that have been with me for years. You know what I'm saying? People that showed up over here and they showed up over here. What they thought at that time was an accident. They were just going through something and found alive, and they've been here now for years. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's how we know. That's how we know that we be doing. That's how we know. We know where God is. We know what God is doing. We acknowledge his power. We acknowledge his presence. We acknowledge the growth and development that he's pouring on each and every one of us on a regular basis, man. It's like, that definitely ain't this. My tribe is like that, right? So he's growing your character for the future. We can observe that many people God chooses to use for his glory had to endure he had to endure the process of refinement. God needed his people to have specific character traits to carry out his divine assignment he had for their lives. Yet, again, now we're understanding why Coach said, you have to be refined. You have to go through a process before you receive your promise. He's taking you through, right? He's taking you through these things to see if you can be trusted. I need to know how committed you really and truly are. I need to know, right, that you're really locked in with me. How I look, I just met you, right? I just met you, and all of a sudden you think that I'm about to expose you to everything that I got, and I just met you. I just met you, and you think I'm about to give you a key to my house? I just met you. You think you about to drive my car? I just met you. You think that we about to have a joint bank account, and you about to have full access to everything that I just met you. Thank you, Malik, for that CA. I appreciate you, sweetheart. I just met you. No, it's a building of trust. Understand me. This is why Coach told you on Monday, right? I said that your favor is attached to the trust. God is saying, hey, if I can't trust you with you, I can't trust you with me. I take you through a process, right, of refinement, of trials and tribulations, things that you're dealing with. I want to see if you're going to tap out. I want to see if you're going to give up. I want to see if you really mean what you said, or if that just lip service, right? It sound good, but are you really willing to do the work? It sound good, but are you really ready to go through the fire? It sound good, but if I take you to the Red Sea, would you trust that I parted? It sound good, but if everybody turned their back on you, will you still be committed? It sound good, but if I tell you that you have to cut off your favorite, will you cut them off? If I tell you that you have to distance yourself from these folks because they don't mean you no good, would you still be committed? He says, I'm going to refine you to build character. I'm going to refine you. I'm going to take you through some stuff. I'm going to take you through some stuff. There's a process before the promise. Are you willing to work the process? Are you willing to go through what you got to go through to be able to receive that thing? He says perseverance. It builds character. So you have to be willing to persevere. We got power, we got presence, we got perseverance. 3 P's that we're talking about today. Power, perseverance, right? And his presence. Are you willing to persevere? Are you willing to push through, even when you don't feel like it, even when you're not in the mood, even when you really and truly, if you're going to be honest with it and say, I don't want to. I really didn't want to get up and do this today, but I know the consequences of me not doing it. And hello, somebody, because it's going to be sometimes on your spiritual journey, sweetheart, you ain't going to want to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm mad as all get out. I'm frustrated as all get out. I don't feel like this today, but you get up and you do it anyway. Why do you do it anyway? Even if you feel like you don't want to do it, coach, why do you do it anyway? If you feel like your heart ain't in the right place, why do you do it anyway? If you feel like you're going to be doing it and you're going to have your face balled up, because I guarantee you when you get over there and you do it anyway, that's going to change your whole mood. That's going to shift your whole mindset. That's going to shift all the energy that surrounds you. When you do it and you do it even though you don't feel like it, even though you don't want to, and you get up and do it, you do it because you know the consequences of you not doing it. You know that you're doing it, and doing it anyway means that you are obedient, right? That I'm following through, that I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to do, no matter what my mood is, because your mood don't change, God. Understand me. Your mood is not going to manipulate God. Your mood is not going to concern him. Understand me. He just wants to know, are you going to do the work? See, Jonah, I don't care nothing about you being mad about going to Nineveh. I just want you to go to Nineveh. Your mood ain't going to change my assignment. Okay, let's just be clear. This is how we know that our moods don't manipulate God. Jonah, I don't care nothing about you having beef with Nineveh. I don't care nothing about you afraid of the folks over there in Nineveh. I don't care nothing about the fact that you feel like the people from your country is going to look at you like a traitor, and they're going to say that you disloyal, and they're going to say that you're not right. Your assignment is for you to go to Nineveh. I don't care nothing about you being in an emotional adult temper tantrum and all of that. Your assignment is still going to be your assignment. What I called you to do is what I want you to do, even if your face is balled up while you doing it, even if you got to do it and you got an attitude while doing it. I don't care as long as you go and do the job. Why? Because I know what my power is. The moment that you get over there and you see that I'm a protector, that I'm a provider, the moment that you get over there and you do my job and you see the outcome of what it is that I told you to go do, that's going to shift your mood. That's going to shift everything that's around. I don't care nothing about none of that. Go do what I told you to do. That's how important your obedience is. That's how important your obedience is. He's growing your character for your future. Right? He says, God needs his people to have specific character traits to carry out the divine assignment he have on their life. What you say, Coach? God's people have a specific character traits to carry out his divine assignment that he has on each one of their lives. Yours ain't gonna look like mine because our assignment is not the same. So it's your responsibility to get to know God on that level so that you can know exactly what your assignment is, what part it is that you play. What is it? What part is it that you play? Because we all have a part that we play. We all have a part that we play. Hands don't do the feet job. Feet don't do the hands job. The head don't do the legs job. The legs don't do the head job. We all have a job that we're supposed to be playing or working, or a role that we're supposed to play in this. There's a space and a place for each and every one of us. For each and every one of us, right? It says, you may have had to go through some extremely difficulties in your life to have a testimony to reach thousands. You may have to go through some extremely difficult things in your life to have a testimony to reach thousands. Some of y'all are like, while I'm going through so much, while I'm experiencing this, because their life is going to be a testimony. Not for just the people in your community, but for people all over the world. Because you go through what you go through, and when you become the testimony, then you reach other people and you help them go through what it is that they're going through by speaking on your own life. Understand me? What you say, Coach? So this is a reason why it's important for you to utilize, right? You to utilize your voice and to speak up and tell your truth, even though some folk don't like your truth, even though some people, you understand me, they don't like your truth because your truth exposes their truth. Understand me? But you still got to tell your truth. What you say, Coach, because I feel like you're being messy, but I ain't being messy. I'm being real. I want you to know that. That's the reason why it's so important for you to speak up and tell your truth, even if your truth upsets some folk because they mad that your truth exposes their truth. When you start telling the truth about your life and things that happen in your life, then you start exposing the true nature of those individuals, because they're the ones that caused whatever that was happening inside of your life. But you still got to tell your truth. But you still have to tell your truth, because your life, your testimony is going to be what's going to help so many other people all around the world, right? Thousands. You never know who's attached to you. Again, like I told you yesterday, there's people surrounding you, understand me, that's attached to you, that are waiting on you to be that trailblazer, that's ready to be, waiting on you to be the first to do it, that's waiting on you to be that generational curse breaker. There's somebody that's watching you and waiting on you to do it so that they can see that it in fact can be done. When you are walking with God, you have the opportunity to live out the purpose of God, the purpose God created for you. When you are walking with God and you acknowledge his power and his presence, you have the opportunity to live out that purpose that he's created for you. The moment that you lock in with him, you are in alliance with him, it's the moment that he starts to reveal to you on a daily basis as you're continuing to grow and to evolve. He starts to unfold your purpose to you. Purpose is not created, it's found. Purpose is not created. You don't create your purpose. That's something that you find along your journey. It's unfolded step by step. It's almost like a scavenger hunt. Once you do this part, then you do this part, then you do this part, and the more that you continue to work at it, the more that you're finding piece by piece by piece, and you're understanding it more and more every day. And before you know it, you're operating in your purpose. And before you know it, you're living a full life. And before you know it, you're growing and you're evolving and you're experiencing peace and calmness that you've never ever in your life thought that you would experience. Now all of a sudden you're like, where did this come from? When did this happen? I don't even know how I got to this place. It was your obedience. It was your perseverance. It was your commitment. It was your refusal to give up on yourself. This is how this works. This is how this works, right? It says, and there's nothing more fulfilling. No, there's no more fulfilling way. There's not a better fulfilling way than to be operating every day in your purpose. It's nothing more fulfilling than living every single day in your purpose, living out your purpose, doing what feels good, what is good, what's refilling and refreshing for you. It don't even feel like work because you love doing what you do so much. It don't even feel like it. Understand me. People be like, you ain't tired. No, can do this all day, baby. God, no, I don't. How you wake up with that? Yeah, I'm trying to when you're operating in purpose, when you're operating in your calling, when you're doing exactly what God told you to do, then it's fulfilling for you, it's refreshing for you, it's empowering for you, it's motivation for you, it's inspiration for you. Understand me, you can do it and do it all day long because that's purpose work, that's kingdom work, so it feels different. Here go your scripture right here. It says, these things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulations, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. That's John 16:33. John 16:33. These things I have spoken unto you, that in me you might have peace. In the world you shall have tribulations, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. You better not do it. I want to do it so bad. You best not. I want to do. I don't want to bother it, but I do want to. I want to mess with it so bad. Y'all know I want to mess with it so bad. Over here, I'm looking at the time, and I'm over here, and I'm thinking I might have about 12 minutes. I got about 12 minutes in me to work it now. I got about 12 minutes to work it, Lily. I feel like I got about 12 minutes to work it, right? Hey. Listen, I got about 12. Y'all, listen, let me tell you something. It says, these things I have spoken unto you, that you might have peace, right? In the world you will have tribulations, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. What I just said to y'all was his what? His power and his presence and your what? Perseverance. When you mix those three P's together, then guess what you're going to do? You are going to overcome this world. The confirmation was at the end of the text. The confirmation is at the end of the text. Folks in the balcony, can y'all hear me? I just need to make sure y'all can hear me in the balcony, because I need for y'all to hear what we just heard when the confirmation is at the end of the text, right? He says, I have overcome this world. If you acknowledge his presence in your life, right, which means that he is with you, right there, and you acknowledge his power, he's letting you know that I am more powerful than this world, that I, your Father, understand me, the Son of Man, right, the one that you can get to the Father when you come through me, the one that controls the winds, that controls the waves, the one that can make it all behave, the one that has same power in heaven and in earth. When you are in alliance with me, when you acknowledge that I'm walking right here with you, then you have to understand that I've already beat out everything that's down here. I've conquered this world, and as long as I'm with you, then guess what? You're going to conquer this world as well. As long as I'm with you, you will succeed. As long as I'm with you, you will be victorious. As long as I'm with you, you will be more than a conqueror. Yes, your perseverance is going to be for what? It's going to be for the trials and the tribulations that you're going to face. Your perseverance is going to be for the trials and tribulations that you're going to face. But what you're going to do, you're going to have great cheer. While you're dealing with that, you're going to have plenty of cheer. Why am I going to have cheer? Because I'm going to be right here with you. Baby, they don't even realize that the fight is fixed. Understand me. They don't even know that you got a cheat code. They don't understand. You got a cheat code. It's right here. I'm in your ear. And as long as I got your ear, I got your heart. As long as I got your heart, I got your will. As long as what? I got your ear. If I got your ear, I got your heart. And if I got your heart, then I got your will. If I got your ear, I got your heart. And if I got your heart, then I got your will. Understand me? What you're saying to me, coach? Then if you're taking directions from me in your ear, and I got a power, if you've already surrendered your will to me, then that means that you're following my instructions, that you're following my lead, that you're doing exactly what I say for you to go and do, that you're being obedient. And if I've already conquered the world, then that means that the stumbling blocks that this world have put in your way, you won't stumble on those stumbling blocks. That means that the ditches that this world have already dug for you, you're going to walk right on around those ditches. Do you hear me? That means that the lies that they told, they won't hold no weight when it come down to you. No matter how much they slander, no matter how much they discredit, no matter how much they go outside of their way to try to do this, that, and the third, to you, it will not work. Understand me? It will not work. It will not work. It will not work. It will not be successful, right? Because I have the insight. I know how to get you right on around that. I know how to take you over that. Understand me? And if I can't take you around it, it ain't because I can't. It's just because I thought I'll just take that on down. It ain't because I can't take you around it. Some stuff I just want to shut on down. Sometimes I have to flex a little bit. Sometimes I have to show them my power, right? Sometimes I'll shut it all down right there in front of everybody. I'll expose the truth right there in front of everybody. And now I have you standing up there tall. Understand me? I have you standing right there. And now I have the truth exposed about every single person that is around you. And I will prepare a table for you right there in front of the very people that said everything that they said, that done everything that they done. I'll make them stand right there, and I'll have them watch you eat. I'll have them stand right there, and I'll let them watch you eat. I'll let them watch you be good. I'll let them watch you be successful. I'll want to watch you go from not having to having an overflow. I'll let them watch you go from struggling to now have blessings that's coming to you on the heels of each other, winning so much that you can't stop winning. Oh yeah. Just all you have to do, alliance with me. All you have to do is be in alliance with me. Acknowledge my presence. Display great perseverance. Acknowledge my power. Because I've already overcome this world. And anything that you've done once, you know you can do multiple times. Ask the gamers. Once they've mastered the game is no longer a challenge for them. Once they play it over and over and over again until they master the game. And after they master the game is no longer fun for them. So they take that game that they spent all that money for and they toss it over into the game crate. And it sits there and it collects dust because they don't want to play that game anymore, because that game is no longer fun. And it's no longer fun because it's not a challenge. So us mothers who have boys, right, us boy moms, we can tell you, we look at our money over in a crate. It's a crate that sits right beside the TV, right? It sits right beside the TV in the boys' room. And you go outside your way, and sometimes we didn't work overtime to make sure that, I'm boy mom checking in, baby. And you done worked overtime because you got to pay the bills, and you also have to buy the game because your baby can't be the only one that don't have the game, because he can't go to school and not have the game. And everybody asking him, well, did your mama get you the game? Did your mama get you the game? I got to work over. I got to make more muffins. I got to drive more forklifts. Understand me? I got to be a -10 cold freezer that pulling down the muffins, loading up the trucks, because Josh needs this game. Just for me to walk in a couple of months. And he's mastered the game, and now the game is in a crate. And now you have a crate full of games that your son no longer plays because it's no longer a challenge. That's how Jesus feels about this life. I've already played the game. I've already mastered the game. I know the ins and the outs of the game. And all you have to do is walk behind me and allow me to push the buttons. All you got to do is walk closely in behind me and let me control what's happening on this game. When I jump, you jump. When I roll, you roll. When I when I say go over, this is what we're doing. All you got to do is stay right here with me. The confirmation is at the end of the text. He says, I have already overcome this world. He's letting you know that this world has no power. He's letting you know that this world has no power. But the God that rests inside of you, that should be resting inside of you, that's who has all the power. But you have to acknowledge his presence, acknowledge his power, and you have to demonstrate great perseverance. This right here, this ain't gonna be for the weak. It's not gonna always go the way that you wanted to go. It's not gonna always do what you wanted to do. But you still gotta be willing to go. You still gotta be willing to do on a regular basis. You gotta get up and live life like this is your last day every day. You have to be committed. You have to be disciplined. And you have to do it even when you don't want to. Even when you don't feel like it. Even when you're not in the mood. You still owe it to yourself to get up and to do it. Every single day that you wake up and you put 10 toes to the ground, I want you to sweat yourself. Tell yourself how beautiful you are and how much you love you, because it's no love like self-love. And you first have got to love yourself way before you're able to love anybody else. Of course, it's your favorite online motivational speaker, life coach, and evangelist. It's your girl, Street Poet. If I gave you a word today, if I motivated you today, if I gave you inspiration today, if I lifted your spirit, and even if I gave you some confirmation, if I stepped on your toes a little bit today, if I gave you some correction, and if I gave you some correction, like, Coach, you know what, you gave it to me today, because it's some stuff in my life I've been playing with, but I thank you for that correction. I thank you for that realization. I thank you for opening my eyes this morning and giving me a better view, a clearer view. I thank you for reminding me the importance of me being in alliance with God, locked in with him and putting him before everything. I want you guys to double tap on my screen. Send me some love. Send me some love. That CA is your favorite favorite speaker. If I blessed your soul this morning and you want to be a blessing, that CA is your favorite speaker. TikTok, I see the love coming. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all over there. Can we get 5 badges? Facebook, we behind a little bit, y'all. We got 1,456. Can we get, we need to get up to 2K. Can we get 2K on those stars on Facebook? We behind, like, I want to say like right at 554. Can we get some love over there? Thank you so much. It says Brown. I appreciate that. She says, I got a word today. Thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Miss B, thank you so much. Says, thank you for this word confirmation. Thank you. Opening my eyes. You're welcome, love. Miss Hickman, thank you so much, man. You guys already know I will be going to St. Lucia. Thank you so much, Crystal Love. I appreciate them stars, sweetheart. I will be going to St. Lucia. I will be in St. Lucia. That's going to be June the 27th through July the 1st. I will be speaking at the Women's Conference in St. Lucia. I am super excited about that opportunity. Yet again, this is the same person that brought me out to Jamaica for my first international speaking engagement. And she also went with me out to Africa as well and helped me out in Africa with missionary work. So we've developed a really close relationship. And so she's doing this again this year. It's Touch the Road Adventures. So she's bringing me out to St. Lucia. So I will be in St. Lucia speaking at the Women's Retreat. Super excited about that. That's going to be June the 27th through July the 1st. And then when I get back July the 19th, I will be speaking in Atlanta, Georgia for this is just an empowerment event. So that means everybody is welcome. My guys, I need y'all to get in there as well. I need y'all to get up in there as well, right? Get in the building as well. So July the 19th is for everybody. It's an empowerment event for everybody. Everybody is welcome. She has the flyer up right now. The barcode is on the flyer. Click that and get your tickets expeditiously. And for all of my family members, I call y'all my family, y'all. I do, because I look at y'all like my family, because we meet here every day. So for everybody that watches me every day, that's under the sound of my voice, I want you guys to meet me in August the 23rd. I want y'all to meet me in Brooklyn, New York. I will be in Brooklyn, New York. That's going to be Saturday, August the 23rd. I will be in Brooklyn, New York. I got the flyer and I have the Eventbrite already set up. It's From Pain to Purpose. The most powerful, informative, empowerment event of 2025. And you can go tell anybody that I said it. You are not going to walk in and walk out the same. Saturday, August the 23rd, 2025, From Pain to Purpose, Brooklyn, New York. You're not going to walk in and out the same. And I know that because I trust and I believe God and I take him at his word. And I know where one or two are gathered there in his name, that's where he will be as well. And we are starting out with meditation, sound bowls. We're going to relax the heart. We're going to get the environment ready. We got the meet and greet. We're going to have full fellowship with light refreshments. And you're going to have a word that's going to go. You're going to have a word for your soul. That's happening. It's happening. I'm telling you. Saturday, August the 23rd, we will be in Brooklyn, New York. I want everybody that if you in New York, if you in New Jersey, if you in Philly, if you in DC, if you in Virginia, any of those surrounding areas, get on the train. Carpool. Do whatever you got to do to make your way to Brooklyn, New York. Now, I'm going to have to stop saying that soon because I've been saying that for the past couple of days and y'all are buying out my tickets over there on Eventbrite. My chosen family people ain't even got their tickets yet. So, yeah, I know I told y'all I had 8 vending tables. I'm down to 4. Right, I only got four more spaces. So if you want to be a vendor, in New York, I only got 4 tables left because these vendors did not play no games. They are not playing no games. They coming to set up for their t-shirts. I got somebody with their tees. I got some about everything. Some people I don't even know what it is that they doing, but they told me already it's in alignment with ministry. Okay, cool. I think it's like keychains or something like that. I don't know, y'all. But all I know is they didn't waste no time. One lady, she said, "Hey, look, I'm coming from Detroit. I need to get in there. I need a vendor table and I need a few tickets because my people coming with me." Hey, look, all I'm telling y'all is we did get a bigger space. We did get a bigger space, but because we got a bigger space, the goal is not to crowd it up like how we did in Brooklyn. In Bronx. Bronx, we was on top of each other. but that space was very small. We got a bigger space this time, so we will be able to get more people in there. However, we listen, we still being mindful. Y'all know I love intimate settings. I love intimate settings because I like to be able to interact with people, right? I like to be able to interact with people. I love to be able to, you know what I'm saying? It's just a thing of mine, right? So I want you guys to make sure if y'all have not went and got that Eventbrite, make sure y'all do so. It's from pain to purpose. It's already up, and it's also, I put it on my Facebook pages as well. So I want to see you guys in New York. I love you guys, man. I want you guys to have an amazing day, and I will see you guys soon. If I got somebody on TikTok or on Instagram that can help me out on Facebook, I need y'all to go to Facebook real quick. They got 1,571. They need to get 2K. I want them to get 2K real quick. So if y'all can go and help them out on them stars over there on Facebook, I would greatly appreciate it. I will see you guys soon. Y'all be good. All right, Shirley.